5 shocking reasons Usain Bolt as running rain dwarfs Noah Lyles and today as track stars. When Usain Bolt sprinted across the finish line in Beijing in 2008, he did more than secure a gold medal. He won the 200 m by 0.66 seconds, a margin that remains extraordinary for such a short race. That summer and the years that followed left the impression that one man could bend the sport to his will, lowering world records to 9.58 seconds in the 119.19 seconds in the 200 by 2009 at the World Championships in Germany. Those performances still stand today, fixed markers of a period that looks singular in athletics history. 16 years later, the landscape is not the same. At the Paris Olympics in 2024, every man in the 100-meter final finished under 10 seconds. That had never happened before, and it revealed a field where parity has replaced hierarchy. The story is no longer about one figure rewriting the boundaries, but about an event that produces tighter margins, greater uncertainty, and a wider pool of possible winners. The comparison between Bolt's period and the present can be studied through several lenses, starting from the scale of dominance, the level of competition, the stability of coaching relationships to the management of injury and travel demands. Track expert Rory Dunk observed, "What happened to the 1-2 double? The two sprinter powerhouses, Jamaica and the US, will be sending 23 athletes to compete in the 100 m or 200 m at the World Championships. Out of those 23 athletes, only 4 of them will compete in both events. It used to be an expectation. The decline of the sprint double is emblematic of a broader change where specialization has replaced the wide-ranging dominance that Bolt once embodied. Today, athletes face highly specialized competitors in each individual event, with every finalist capable of running world-class times. The concentration of talent across the board means that attempting a double in both the 100 m and 200 m exposes an athlete to compounded risk. Balancing the physiological and mental demands of two events at the highest level increases the probability of underperformance in one or both races. The combination of deeper fields, precise specialization, and the intensified schedule has transformed the 1-2 double from an expectation into a rarity, highlighting how contemporary sprinting favors focused mastery over multi-event dominance. Performance dominance is the first distinction. Bolt was not merely winning, he was separating himself from his rivals by margins that were once thought impossible. In 2008 and 2009, his victories arrived with tenths of a second to spare, a cushion that allowed him to celebrate before the line. By contrast, today's finals are decided by hundreds. The field in Paris during the 100 m and 200 meter dash demonstrated that modern sprinting offers little space for such margins and therefore little chance for one man to appear untouchable. It even raised questions about whether Usain Thompson lost to Noah Lee as he did not dip during the finish. Dipping isn't really the key to winning a race. If you're strong from 0 to 100 m and can separate yourself from the pack, you don't need to dip. Simple as that, shared Usain Thompson after Paris. Competitive depth is the natural counterpart. During Bolt's reign, 2 or 3 men in each final posed a genuine threat. Now, 5 to 7 runners often arrive with realistic medal ambitions. The broader spread of nations in the finals reinforces the point where sprinting once concentrated around Jamaica, the United States, and a handful of others. The distribution of talent is now wider. This deeper pool makes repeat triumphs harder to sustain. Coaching stability formed another pillar of Bolt's success. He spent his career under the guidance of Glenn Mills in Jamaica, a relationship that allowed for long-term planning and careful management of his training cycle. Today, elite athletes more often shift between groups, change geography, or alter staff composition. That movement dilutes continuity and increases the challenge of maintaining form over successive championships. Track expert Anderson Emerald pointed out, athlete as an individual, they may feel like they're not making progress like they would expect to, or they are not meeting the goals that they set, right? They are not seeing the success that they would have thought they'd achieve at a certain point as the reason behind athletes switching coaches frequently. In his final leg track and field podcast, Lyles' current coach, Lance Browman, the head coach and founder of Pure Athletics, who was formerly Tyson Gay's coach, has been a mentor who has historically trained athletes to compete relentlessly in both sprint doubles, demonstrating that some coaching philosophies still emphasize versatility across 100m and 200m events. The calendar itself has changed too. The Diamond League has expanded into a global series with obligations to pay across continents. New professional circuits such as Grand Slam track add commercial incentive but also impose further commitments. In Bolt's time, the star could restrict appearances and preserve his form for the major championships. Present athletes often face a denser program that requires sustained racing rather than selective peaks. Additionally, the scheduling of events like the 100m and 200m rounds close together at major championships, such as the World Championships and Olympics, has made recovery between events more difficult. This compressed schedule combined with the differing training demands for each event has led athletes to specialize in one event rather than attempting the 1-to-2 double. In the World Championship 2, the 100m heat, 200m heat, 100m, and the 200-meter final are scheduled almost back-to-back in consecutive order without much gap. Adding to that, injury and travel management also weigh heavily. Modern sports medicine research shows that sprinters face frequent hamstring strains and other time loss injuries with a more compressed competition schedule and more intercontinental travel. Coaches often prefer conservative load management. This scientific caution protects careers but reduces the likelihood of seeing the same athlete dominate with maximum output year after year. The result is a sport with different characteristics. Bolt's era was defined by the presence of a singular outlier whose marks remain untouched. The current period is defined by depth, international spread, and parity at the top. The change is not a decline in quality, but an alteration in structure. The drama no longer rests in watching one man break free. It lies in the uncertainty of knowing that on any given night, nearly every finalist could leave with gold. Now, reports are unraveling how advanced footwear technology spikes have altered sprint acceleration and raised both performance gains and controversy. Super spike results. The arrival of advanced footwear technology in track spikes, once confined to distance running, the innovation found its way into the explosive world of sprinting, altering both acceleration profiles and the conversation around fairness in athletics. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.